Hello everyone, I am Denny Ben, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. We have made a series of lectures for understanding the concept of advertising. Today we are going to start with the concepts of advertising. Here first we will start with the definition of advertising, where we will say that communication with the users for a product or a service. Advertisements are messages paid. Now there are few things which are very important to understand here. First of all, it's a matter of communication that we are having. Second thing, it's a paid message. We need to be very careful about these two things when we are doing advertisements, because marketing is not advertising, promotion is not advertising. Advertising is something that we are going to communicate with our users of the products or services through some paid messages, for by those who send them and are intended to inform or influence people. Now the basic function is how we can intend or influence our people who are there with us for a particular product or service. If we explain further, advertising is a technique or a practice used to bring products, services, opinions or causes to public notice for the purpose of persuading the public to respond in a certain way. Now, why we are making these advertisements? We just want people to persuade, we want them to communicate, we want them to show interest towards our product and convert into a customer. Now, this information we are providing to the people who wants. Now, first of all, we need to understand that who are those people who wants this particular communication. Most advertising involves promoting of goods and services, that is for sale, but similar methods are used to encourage people also. Now there are certain features which I have described here as advertising is a part of promotional mix, but we can consider it as a paid service. It's non-personal. What does it mean? It means that we are not going to provide it for a personal selling. It is for a mass communication. It's a process of mass communication for a group of people that we do. From an identified sponsor, there must be an identified sponsor who is going to take the responsibility of that particular advertisement and how it is being done. Using mass media, yes, usually we won't go for a personal selling in this particular status. When we are doing an advertisement, we will try to manage with a mass media to persuade and influence the people with a unique message. Now in advertising, we have an objective or a goal for which we are using this particular method advertising. So we have to concentrate on that particular uniqueness of the message, then only it will be considered as a good advertisement. Let's begin with the features of advertising. If we talk about the features of advertising, the first feature that we are going to learn here is communication. It's a means of communication that we are making use for a mass or a group of people in a non-personal way, so that we can communicate the information that we are having, we can transfer the information that we are having regarding that particular product or service. Second one is information. Yes, there must be some sort of information that we need to just give to our customer or the buyer regarding their own benefits and a reason why they should go for a purchase of that particular product. However, the information given should be complete and true. That is again a requirement. Advertisement doesn't mean that we are going to provide an information which just promote the product, but also should be able to give a proper message to the customer, so that the customer can gain an interest to buy that particular product. Next feature of our advertising is persuasion. Now what does it mean? The advertiser expects to create a favorable attitude which will lead to the favorable action. We make our advertisements in such a way that the person should get an influence, the person should get attract to that particular advertisement and should be converted into a customer. Any advertising process attempts to at converting the prospects into customer. So the overall goal of making an advertisement is converting those people who are there in that particular media, to convert them from a prospect to the customer. So this is our basic objective whenever we are doing this particular process. It is thus an indirect salesmanship and an essential persuasion technique also, we can say. Next is profit maximization. As we all know, we are making an expense on advertisement because we want to make profit and we want to maximize our profit that we are having. True advertising does not attempt for at maximizing the profit to increase the cost, but to promoting the sales. It increases the cost at the same time. When we talk about the advertising, its basic fundamental requirement is to promote the sales so that it will lead us to increase our profits. Another feature of advertising is non-personal presentation. When we say non-personal presentation, it means that salesmanship is a personal presentation of the selling practice, whereas advertising is a non-personal in character. Advertising is not meant for anyone individual, but for all. That is why it is communicated through a mass communication media, so a proper media planning is required. So these are few features of advertising that we have learned right now. Now let's move on to the next most important feature of an advertising is there must be an identified sponsor. It means that a sponsor may be an individual or a firm who pays for the advertisement. The name of the reputed company which is there involved with the product and the services should be included in that particular process. The product gets good market because of its identity, and this identity is required by the organization which is going to provide that particular good or services. The last one is consumer choice. Advertising also facilitates in the consumer choice. It enables the people to make a comparison between the products for a goods or services, whether it is in their budget or not, when they have to buy, what they have to buy, how they can just compare the products with each other, what are the different features of the product. All these things can be done through the advertising. So it also helps to make a consumer choice and makes the customer more satisfied. Advertising can be considered as an art, science and profession also. As we can see, why it is an art, because for the same advertisement, different people can have different opinion, different features, different ways of doing it, different medias can be used. So it depends on the person's skills that how he is going to make that particular advertisement. When we talk about science, there are certain logical and scientific basic concepts which we need to follow when we are making a good advertisement. At the same time, it is a profession because it can be converted into money making or profit making and supporting for the organizations. Elements of marketing mix. Yes, the last feature that we are having is element of marketing mix. Advertising is a part of marketing mix because through marketing mix, in marketing we need promotion so that we can understand the customer's requirement and the satisfaction level that they are going to get. Even when we want to inform people regarding any feature or any special feature of a product, it would be easier for us to do. So advertising is an important element of promotion. Advertising has proved to be a great utility for selling goods and services. Large manufacturers spend crores of rupees in advertising because it's a part of their marketing mix procedure. Advertising is also an element of creativity where we would be able to understand that the campaign involves in that particular advertisement or an organization, when they are doing this particular process, they would be able to give their own creativity and imagination in that particular process. In that process, when the message of the advertiser matches with the expectation of the customer, that particular advertisement will be considered as a good advertisement because there are certain expectations which the consumer will always have from the product for their satisfaction. Now let's move to the next level, that is objectives of advertising. The main objective of advertising is not only selling the goods or increase in the sales or making profit. It has its own objectives and goals which we need to understand. The first fundamental purpose of advertising is to introduce a new product by creating interest for it among the prospect customers. Now, when we are introducing a new product in the market, there are chances that people are not very much familiar with the product. So, through advertisement, we would be able to easily communicate the information or the requirements of that particular thing. And we would be able to inform people that what are the features of that product, how it is beneficial to them, what are the different uses of that particular product. So it will be easier for us to maintain with the information or the communication process for a new product. Next one, to support personal selling program. Yeah, There are personal selling is happening, and people are selling the product through retail shops or the salesmen. Now, if a proper advertisement is there in the market, it will always give a reputation to the product, and the people who are selling it will feel it more convenient to convince the customers regarding the same. To reach the people inaccessible to salesmen, there are certain conditions that the salesman may not be able to reach over there. In that case, the advertising can communicate through a mass media, and it will be much more convenient for the people to sell it. To enter into a new market and to attract new group of customer, that is again an objective of our advertising, where we will be able to communicate with the new market, that is the new customers who are just prospects or who are using some other product, but it will be convenient for us to convert them into our own customer. Even for a new group of customers, we would be able to enter easily through this advertising. Another objective of advertising is to light competition in the market. Now, what do you mean by this? It increases the sales, and it also allows people to compare the product, and it will reduce, or it will make a competition lighter. And like we can say Coke and Pepsi, both are selling their product in the market. Now, why it is very much convenient? Because they both put their efforts in through the advertisement, and they can easily convert their customers. Even they can exchange their customers. Even if the change in customer is there, it can be made more conveniently to enhance the goodwill of the company. If there is a good advertisement, it will always help the company to make their own goodwill in the market. It also helps them to promote their own brand. They can switch to the market, they can switch to other products also. So it will make a goodwill to the market. To improve the dealer relations, yes, a good advertisement always help in a good relation with the dealers, because the advertisement will make dealers more convenient to sell the product to the customer. Even advertisements can help dealers to create a kind of an requirement or demand in the market. To warn public against imitations of an enterprise's products. Even in some conditions, it also helps the customers to understand about the imitations which are there with a particular product through their advertisement strategy. Now, let's begin with the importance of advertising. When we talk about importance of advertising, as we have already discussed, it is a tool of promotion for sales. It will increase the sales and promote the sales. People will buy when they will be more aware, when they get the information, when they get the right information about the product, there is a chance of increase in sales. Introduction of new product, as we have already discussed in the objective also, it will always help in introducing a new product in the market. It will help to communicate the features, it will help to communicate the people regarding the product's requirement and its usage. Creation of good public image. A good advertising will always give a good public image for the organization or the manufacturer. Another importance of advertising is mass production. If the market is well known with the product and there is a demand of the product, it will always help the manufacturer to go for a mass production that will reduce the cost of production and help the manufacturer to gain benefit. Research. In the market, advertising stimulates research, because once we know about the need of the customer, then only on the basis of that only we are going to make the advertisement. To get more satisfaction level, we can go for a better research, and through that particular research, we would be able to facilitate our customer. Education of people. Advertisements usually educate people. There are certain social advertisements also in the market, as we know, and these advertisements will always provide an information which gains the interest of the people, which actually made people to learn about few things. It is the advertising which has helped people in adopting new ways of using the product. It helps in providing the new habits of the product about the environment, and also gives a social impact. Today we have discussed on the concept of advertising along with the objectives and the importance. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the types of advertising. Thank you.